So as we get started today, this video is divided into chapters. If you want to skip at any point, just look at the sliding bar underneath the plating window and you can see the chapters to skip ahead. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. This is the 14 motif sampler by Patons, and what we have here is the final one. This is the Rose Granny motif. This one of all gets the most questions on how to apply this. This is actually a one-piece unit, so it's actually applied as part of it, so it's not separate or added to it later. And so you're going to learn how to do that. And then once you get beyond this, it's just like granny squares, but it's using V-stitches instead. So it's the V-stitch and then chain ones in between and etc. So without further ado, we're gonna head on into this tutorial. We're gonna get started, and you'll need a 5mm size H crochet hook and whatever yarn you decided to play with today. Let's begin. Let's begin, and we're going to start up, and we're going to start our very beginning. So we're gonna start with the flower first, and then it transitions into the square. So you're going to chain 2. This is the first round, and I need you to put 8 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And yes, there's a lot of stitches in there. So make sure there is 8. So let's count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Slip stitch it to the 8th one back. And if you went over top of the straggler, or you think you buried it, just make sure you cut it out and get it out of your hair now, because it's gonna get kind of wacky in this one. And let's move on to the second round, which is next. So currently, as of round 2, we are looking at 8 stitches that are in round number 1. We want to create 4 petals. So you've got to think about that. If there's 8 stitches and there's 4 petals, so 2 stitches are like what's gonna happen with the 2. So think about it in 2, 4, 6, 8 and 8. So think about it like that. Let's begin. You're gonna chain up 1, and you're going to single crochet in the first one, that where you're coming out of, single crochet, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, like that. So you're now going to skip the next single crochet, and you're going to go into the next one after that, just like that. So then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, skip the next one, and then 1, 2, 3, skip the next one. And you should see coming up shortly. So you have 1 space 2, 3. So you just got to do one more. So 1, 2, 3, skip the next one, and you are just going to go into the very beginning one. So this is the last stitch. It looks like there's 2, but there's only 1, and I need you to slip stitch it to the very beginning. So you should only see 4 spaces of chain 3s, and there will be 4 single crochets. Let's continue to the third round to create our first petal. So let's create our first petal. To do that though, we have to go to the first chain 3 space. So slip stitch on over, and now you're ready. Chain 2, and you're gonna do 4 double crochets into that same chain 3 space. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then chain 2, 1 and 2, and come back down into this same spot. See? So come on down, and you're gonna slip stitch into that same chain 3 space. And there's one petal. Come over to the next one and slip stitch over first, and then begin again. So chain 2, and then 4 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 2, and slip stitch into that same petal. Okay, so I need you to do that all the way around on all the 2 that are left, and meet me back here in just a moment. So coming all the way around, I got my 4 doubles in, chain 2, slip stitch down, and then I need you to slip stitch to the beginning of where you started. And this will conclude. It kind of almost looks like a four-leaf clover. So let's begin, and we're going to move on to the next round, and round number 4. So let's begin the 4th round. We have to watch this one here. So these single crochets that are in between the points is where we're gonna go, but you notice that we jumped over them, so we're gonna access them by flipping these forward so we can get into them. So starting before we begin, we're gonna chain up 1 and we're going to just flip it and just kind of wiggle our way to finding it, and you're just going to single crochet into there. So just flip it upside down and get into it, single crochet, and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So then come in here, so it's here, so just flip it forward and just come in from behind. You can pretty much just put it anywhere you want it really, but that's technically where it needs to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so this is pulling it back to the original round that you had. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to slip stitch it to the first single crochet. So this is now sitting in behind. The petal should be sitting up front, and that's what it looks like. Let's begin the 5th round. So the petals will be done the same way that you just did. The only difference is that it'll be bigger. So slip stitch to the chain 4, and this time you're going to chain 2 and apply 8 double crochets into that chain, or into that space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And once your 8 are in, you're going to chain 2 and slip stitch down into the same space, and then jump to the next space. So just kind of pull it forward if you don't see it, so turn it over, it's easier. So slip stitch first, chain 2, 8 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Chain 2, slip stitch into the same spot, and then move on. So these ones will hug the other ones in behind. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 5. Once you get all the way around, you've got your 4 petals. You'll see that it will lay right directly behind each other. Slip stitch it to the beginning, and this is the round that confuses people, which will be round number 6. So round number 6, right where we're sitting, is the incorrect area on which we need to sit. So when you chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, that's nothing. That's just getting us so that we can reach in behind. And what we are trying to do is reach in behind to round number 4, which is the chain work that is in these petals here. So when you reach around, you have to just go through the back right here, and you have to separate the 2. There's 4, so you've got to go in between the 2, and you're going to single crochet on the back side like that, and that's your technically your very beginning. So then you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it just turned over, and then just come to the next one and just kind of look at it, and it's the middle one. So just going in between the posts, just grabbing the chain work and single crocheting. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again just keep on going around. This took me a while to understand this. I've done it before, I just kind of forgotten, like on a different pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and coming around. And then you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you come around, you're not coming to the chain 3 where you started, but you're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet so that it's nice and tucked in behind. So the chain 3 just allows you to be able to stretch to get it out there, and just push all your petals back up, and you'll be ready then to go for round number 7. We're now going to start building the square in behind based on where we're sitting. So let's begin round number 7. So you're going to chain up 1 and you'll do 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Okay, that's the single crochet. In this chain 5 loop here, we want to apply 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, chain 3, and then do the opposite. So you're going to do 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, chain 1, and then single into the next single that's attaching, and you're technically just made a corner of your new square. So let's start another side. So chain 1 before you begin, do your half double crochet, then a double, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then coming back in you'll do a double crochet and then a half, chain 1, and then a single into there. Okay, I'll show one more time. So chain 1, you'll do a half double crochet, a double, chain 3, a double, a half, chain 1, and single. Do this all the way around. There's only one more left technically at this moment, so please do that. I'll see you back here in a moment and you'll see that a square has just been formed in behind. When you come all the way around, then I've just finished this last one, chain 1 and slip stitch to the first single crochet, and this is now going to be how we're going to complete the rest of this. So let's begin round number 8. Moving on to round number 8, and I'm realizing the sample that I was using here is actually done wrong. I was doing the V-stitch inside the V-stitch when it should be in between the V-stitches. Learn something every day. Let's begin the 8th round. We are going to show you the right way, all of my personalities today. We're going to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, that's your first double crochet, and the 4th is a chain 1 space, and you're going to double crochet in the same one. So this is your V-stitch. So now that the V-stitch is in, you're going to chain 1 before proceeding, and then you're going to come into the corner as your next one, and you'll apply a V-stitch first. So we have 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and to technically turn the corner you need to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to come into the same corner. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 before moving on, and this time you'll come into the middle one of the single crochet that's by itself, and that's where the V-stitch is. Chain 1 and then chain 1 after it. Okay, so the V-stitch is a double, chain 1 double, and there's V-stitches that separate it, and I'm already into the next corner. So we have a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, so it's a V-stitch. We need to turn, so 1, 2, 3, and then V-stitch in, and I need you to do this all the way around. It's not so hard, right? So this is round number 8. So when you come around, I got my last V-stitch that's part of the last corner here, chain 1 and join it to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 4, and that was the 8th round, and we're going to begin our journey of the 9th round in a moment. So in the 9th round we're just going to continue our journey, and these V-stitches will rest in between the V-stitches, so not inside the V-stitches but between them. So when you go to start a round, you're just going to slip stitch over until you can get to a V-stitch that is in between a slip stitch until you get in between a V-stitch, which is right there. That's where you're going to begin. So chain 4, and you're just going to double crochet into the same space, chain 1 before you move on, and then do your corner. So it'll be a V-stitch, chain 3, and a V-stitch, chain 1, and then begin. So when you go around now, you're going in between these V-stitches. I thought about it was going inside, but it wasn't. That's what happens when you crochet late at night. Make sure that you do chain 1 in between those So you just keep on filling those in. So it's very much like granny work now, it's just slightly different. And then doing your corners of V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. So please do this all the way around. This is round number 9. So I'm coming up to the end of number 9, so just chaining 1 and then I'm just going to the 3rd chain up. So 10, 11 and 12, so there's just 3 more rounds, so you make sure you just got a slip stitch before you begin a new round. So you're gonna slip right to the next chain 1 space in between a V-stitch, and that's where you're gonna begin. So chain 4, and then begin again, right? So it's all what you already know, just filling. So just to recap, you just need to do up to round number 12, and it's just a matter of getting bigger and bigger each and every time. Make sure you do put those spaces in between those V-stitches to have it sit properly, and it's actually a pretty easy pattern. So I'll be back in a moment. Let me just do this work off camera. So I'm technically at the end of the round, and I'm just gonna chain 1 and I'm just gonna join it to the 3rd chain up, and this is the end of number 12. So you're just going to fasten off, and now you're going to apply the border as it's suggesting, so just equally spacing it out and making it work, and that is going to be it for the motifs for this, and it's pretty exciting. So next time I see you, we're gonna move on to the assembly process to put things together, and we'll talk about that when we get there. So that's it for today. Apply your border, and you can see that more in the more information of this video. So go to the more information link, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.